Oh my God.
Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.
This is Marcus Korval with StudioMMA and MMA Nytt, and we're here with the coach for John Jones, Greg Jackson. How nervous are you?
Oh, I'm always nervous before a fight. Not terribly nervous, but you know, nerves are good. Keep you sharp.
Now, we saw the guys talk yesterday, and it was the most amicable and most respect I've seen between the guys. Do you think it's been so talked out at this point that they just want to get in and get it done with?
There's probably a lot to that. You know, the media really hammered it hard the first month or so, and yeah, I think the same questions are coming up over and over, and you can only answer the same questions so many times.
And one of the questions that came up was, do they see each other as potential friends again in the future? How do you feel?
I hope so. You know, I'm optimistic. We'll see. Probably a lot to do with how the fight turns out, what happens during the fight, and you know, if they both fight their hearts out and have a great time, hopefully they'll be friends again.
And we had you in Sweden last week. We didn't see you in the hotel before the fight. When did you fly into Sweden?
I was at a different hotel. They were all booked up there, so I had to stay about 2 miles away. And so, yeah, I was cornering Brian Stan and Damasio Page, and then I just got here about 2 days ago.
Brian had a great night, obviously, and it was very well received in Sweden. Were you surprised with the Swedish fans?
No, the Swedish fans were great. There were a ton of them there. They were educated. They were really getting into it. I loved Sweden. It was so cool. I can't wait to go back.
Did you get a chance to see the city as well, Stockholm?
I did a little bit, and it's a gorgeous place. I mean, those places have so much history to them, and it's so beautiful. And you know, being from the United States, we have Native American history that's old, but we don't have a lot of things that's really old like that and really cool. So for me, for an American, it was a lot of fun to see it.
You did get out in the city and see the museums?
I didn't get to any of the museums, but I went like the old town with the old streets and stuff, and I loved it. I can't wait to go back and check out the rest of it.
You also started something just now which hasn't been introduced in mixed martial arts before, which is a belt system. How did you develop that?
Well, the belt system is basically, I mean, there's been a paradigm shift, obviously, in martial arts, and so we need a way to codify it, organize it, and teach it in a structured way so that everybody can learn it. And just kind of throwing moves together haphazardly doesn't work as well as a kind of a planned out, thoughtful way to progress people from A to B to C. And it's still a martial art. In other words, we still have all our self-defense stuff, and there's groin strikes in there, there's biting in there, eye gouges, all that stuff's in there. It's just we're using the new martial art, which is mixed martial arts, as a base for that. So it's nice because you have stuff that you can see empirically work, you know what I mean? Like you can watch fights and say, oh, this move works, but it's wrestling, it's kickboxing, it's jiu-jitsu, it's everything put together, in addition to all the other, you know, martial arts that make mixed martial arts. But it's all these things put together, and it's just made for this time and this place. In other words, if you were a Japanese peasant in the old days and you had to fight a samurai, and you try to double leg the samurai, probably not going to go well for you. But so you had one shot, one kill, right? You had to punch this guy hard enough to take him out, or he was going to chop your head off. That was it. That's where karate came from. So in that time, in that place, that worked very well. But you know, things have evolved. Nobody uses samurai swords anymore. It's bats and guns and knives and what have you. So understanding that the parameters need to be now for this time and this place. The martial arts need to grow a little bit and change a little bit. And so it's all about what you have to deal with. And so we're just trying to make an art dealing with hand-to-hand combat in today's world.
So can we expect any biting or groin strikes on Saturday night?
I hope not. It's still a sport. That's the sporting aspect of the martial arts. So yeah, I hope nobody's biting anybody or striking the groin. Not good.
So is it somewhat similar to Krav Maga?
No, Krav Maga is a kind of a straight self-defense system that is more immediate. In other words, you know, this is a move, if a gun, so it has similarities, but we're talking deep, like years and years and years of study of understanding the intricacies of the ground, understanding high-level intricacies of kickboxing, the strikes with the grappling, ground and pound, everything that makes mixed martial arts, and it's something that isn't like an 8-week course or even a year or two. You're talking about a lifetime of commitment, like any good martial art.
So you developed a curriculum for the belt system? Right,
we developed a curriculum that takes you from the beginning all the way to the end, as far as just getting an understanding of what it is to be a modern martial artist.
Are there any black belts yet?
Yeah, well, there are a few black belts. Yes, indeed, there are a few of them. Yeah.
How does the belt system work? How did you develop it?
It's based on, for me, it was about paying respect to where we came from, and the Gracie family was very much, for us, Bruce Lee, you know, was a great mixed martial artist, an early pioneer, but the Gracies really were the ones that said, hey, look, you know what I mean, like this, we will show you. And so I based it on the jiu-jitsu belt system because as kind of paying respect to the Japanese jiu-jitsu and to the Gracie family, who I feel are our roots.
So white, blue, purple, brown, black?
Yep, that's it. And stripes all the way up, the usual, yep.
How long would you say in your system would it take to get to a black belt level, saying that someone that comes in, trains religiously 4 or 5 days a week?
I think about 47 years. No, I'm just teasing. It'd probably be, you know, the usual about before 6 years probably, if you're really, and that's, for me, a black belt, I always like that. The black belt is just, okay, now I understand all the basics. Your kind of journey begins there. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, 4 to 6 years probably.
You heard it from Greg Jackson. Thank you very much, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh my God.
Programmet presenteras av Betsay.com.